gentlemen, A.R. Rahman. Yeah. Wow. So my name is Sharad, Kharé. I'm going to do a little Q&A up here, and I just have to say that was the first time I saw that and smelled that, and what an experience. We just experienced something that felt like something that we not just lived through, but that we actually got to witness live and immersively. What first inspired this story for you as an immersive experience rather than just a film?
So I've been working from the age of 12. I've been a session musician in studios, and I became a composer. And I've watched film evolve. And then we have 100 years of cinema, right? And it's all in rectangular formula.
That's right.
I mean, format. And you've seen IMAX. But now that the sphere has come in, Vegas. But when we started this in 2015, I first experienced a VR device, and I felt like something has shifted, right? The way we see things, the way we feel, immersivity of storytelling has shifted. And I said, why don't I do the story with scent and all the stuff at that time? And the technology was it was not ready at that time. Mm-hmm. It's not ready, VR. Just about now, the cameras which are reliable, and the workflow is reliable now. Before, when we started the camera, they said, we used a camera called the Jaunt.
Yeah.
It's 60 FPS and global shutter and all this stuff. But when we finished shooting and then we uploaded, the stitches were very bad.
That's right.
We're disappointed. So it took like years to fix that. So the whole idea is to see how else can we feel a movie, how else can we experience something like this, storytelling.
I want to say, did everyone smell something in the air? If you don't, you can just get yourself checked out, because I definitely did. What inspired you when you began working with experiential and experimental journey through space, scent, physical presence? It's an entirely new dimension of cinema.
Yeah, when I started, I wanted to do it in an Indian language. Then I felt like this technology is for the world, and it should not be limited with any Indian languages, Tamil or Telugu or Hindi. So I said, let's do it in English. And after working in Hollywood and winning all those Oscars and all this stuff, then you get the kind of confidence that we can contribute to something which is evolving, something which is path-breaking, rather than just following something else. So the whole idea was to use all this stuff, combine that, and tell a story and see how it feels. So we premiered this one at Cannes XR, and then we moved it to Los Angeles, then Canada, and Singapore. Now it was all on VR, and these chairs were also manufactured by a company.
Wow.
And so now here we have a blown-up version of that.
And thank you for bringing it here, right? Are we all happy that he's here, bringing this experience?
Thank you.
So, as a composer, you respond to a story, but as a director, you shape the entire emotional journey. How did that change and shift work for you?
I've never directed before, and I'm an introvert. So the director whom I thought was going to direct ran away halfway.
Those directors.
So, and I said so I asked my friends, and he said, you already done a previous, why don't you direct? So we went there. And there were a lot of challenges, actually. People were, what are you doing? They were questioning me, and I said, this is VR. And we already did a previous of the whole thing.
Sure.
So I showed it to people, and they were very impressed on that. So we went ahead and this. But I never knew that. I thought I was going to release it in 2 months after we shot it.
Yeah.
It took almost 6 years to do post-production on this one.
Wow.
But now it's much more faster. Now if I shoot something, it probably takes a month to do post-production. But 6 years of, like a lone ranger carrying this stuff. I think my artistic sense of being a composer, being more experimental and wild, I feel like this kind of cinema is disappearing, where everything is very storytelling, very on the nose. And I feel like we give less to the audience to imagine, to interpret things. And that's one of the reasons why I went not spoon feeding, and I just went ahead and cut in a way where we're jumping things. And it's more about, like some of the people who watched at the Cannes XR were saying that, can you not take this device off my face? I want to be in this world.
Wow.
Well, literally they said, this is a beautiful world which I want to be. When I take this device out, it's only disappointment. And I was very, very flattered by those kind of comments. And I felt like Same way, because when I put that device and I said, if this is life changing, this is so immersive, and this is takes from the normal suffering of life and takes us to another land. Imagine what all we can do for people, because it's intolerably toxic, the world has become. And I feel like we need more of people who can relieve, people who can send us to a fantasy world, send us to a world which is beautiful, bearable rather. And yeah.
That's beautiful. We were talking earlier, and I felt like you saw these different scenes, and everything was like a brushstroke. Everything's like this beautiful piece of art.
Thank you.
And that you stitched it together so beautifully, and you won't forget it. And so I want to talk about scent and memory. So scent connects people to memory. What feeling or memory did you want to have evoke through this experience?
I think scent and music, actually. The music, when you hear music alone without any visual, it's very subjective.
Absolutely.
And each one's response to a chord or a raga or a melody is subjective. Same way with the scent. So if you smell something, if you smell jasmine or sandalwood or amber or musk, each one's provocation of that memory is different. And so that's one thing which I felt like was very unique about smell being added to an experience with music. So many of the places actually we went black. And not one of this, there's a previous experience with a similar thing called Scent of the Song, in which we went black and we just put the scent of the music in.
Wow.
So each one can imagine what images derived from that.
Just keeps evolving and evoking a memory, even when you're not in the space. When you smell that
it's
thing.
more infinite rather than committing to a visual. Okay, this
Absolutely.
is what you're going to see. And yeah.
Beautiful. So looking forward to immersive storytelling as the future of cinema evolves, how do you want to share those stories now?
After seeing this, I feel like this is like 9 years old. So I feel like we can do much more. And the confidence level of that. And I'm just so elated that many people are watching this one. Usually I just see 1, 2, 3, 4 people watching it.
Did you all enjoy it? Yeah, right? What creativity. What creativity. Now, let's add to that creativity. You've inspired and started your own company and production company, AR Immersive Entertainment. So what is next for you as a producer and a creator?
A lot of things, actually. There's a virtual band which we created called Secret Mountain. They're all virtual. And a lot of people are involved in this, like, creative people, like lyric writers and choreographers,
Yes.
and, script writers and mentors for each character. Each character is from a different nationality. There's Irish, African, Chinese,
Wow.
North Indian,
Wow.
South Indian. And American, Latino, kind of thing.
And some Canadian eventually?
Yeah, there's a Sazaji.
Beautiful.
It's Ekam Singh, whose mother is from Vancouver.
Thank you. I want to first thank him for his time and his energy and for this creativity. The Canadian audience wants to thank you. And as a creative, I want to thank you. So much love to you and congratulations on all your work. Ladies and gentlemen, A.R. Rahman.